God. Sure. Okay. Hey, Jax. How much is up? We're just slowly getting our warm-up in. As one does. Just trying to... Important to get the basic shots in, as I miss. Basic shot. We're also on slightly different cam settings since yesterday. The chat wanted me to try out this, so that's exactly what I'm trying to do. Hi, J-Cook. Would you like to talk about RLCS or not at the moment? I'd be down to talk about it. I watched pretty much all of NA until I had to leave halfway through the last series. But it was weird to watch, for sure. All I know is the Dignitas Pirates on a Boat series was one of the sloppiest series of Rocket League I've ever seen in my life. That was a wild one. Super teams the new meta? I don't think super teams are the meta. I think any team can play really well. Ultimately, people are like, is super team the meta? I don't think a super team is necessarily a meta as much as just a reality of the sport. An org wanting to succeed is going to try to buy the best teams. But the thing is, if you look back across a lot of different rosters, I mean, you're not going to see a lot of teams that are like all three players are like the best players of their era or something. Because it's just too hard to pay that many players what they're worth. Like Michael Jordan back in the day, he holds a record, I think, for adjusting for inflation, like the biggest contract in like professional sports history. Like he was getting paid more than like entire rosters, like legitimately, in other parts of the NBA. Like it was disgusting. You could combine other superstars' salaries and it still wouldn't match just his for one season. Like shit like that is very hard to balance. So I don't think super teams are the meta. I think it's just about trying to play in a manner that's cohesive and everyone knows their role. Because my biggest thing that I notice is like when superstar teams, or it's like teams where you're like, oh yeah, these guys, like there's, it's like a super team, like how are you supposed to beat them? I'm like, well, the teams that end up beating them are the ones that are actually playing with limited fear and then making sure they're all on the same page. What normally tears a lot of those teams apart is trying to overcommit on stuff or try to force the issue. I feel like that happened a lot with Vitality. People would find like temporary counters, but then they would, I don't know, maybe not like keep them in their game plan. It would just get a little too overwhelmed. I'm curious about how EU quals or EU main event's gonna go next week. I mean, I would say M80 was an incredible team. I really expected them to actually get to like the final this year, or this regional for NA, and they didn't even get past round one of double elims or single elims. So I'm actually blown away by that. Not to say that Shopify's a bad team, but like I really thought they would do better. Nolly's good, but why not work it out? Well, I mean, that's the thing, is like, teams do have faith. If you have one bad split, doesn't mean you kick a player. But ultimately, if you're having multiple splits in a row where you feel like you should have been doing better, and you feel as though, you know, Appjack and Chronic are pretty consistently great. I will say that, like, Nolly had, like, probably his worst split out of last year was near the tail end, and I think that's kind of what affected that decision, out of nothing else. But they also definitely plan, like, if they're going to make a change, Gen.G is one of the few teams that I think would be attractive enough for First Killer. Because you think about it, First Killer is not just going to say, like, oh, well, FaZe is imploding, I'm LFT, and then suddenly he's going to be entertaining offers from, like, whatever middle tier teams. Like, no, he's only going to go to a team that can afford him. Gen.G has a lot of money. Mobile One sponsorship, by the way. And also Appjack and Chronic are fantastic teammates to have, so I think Nolly ultimately was just in the situation where he is a player that played well for that roster. I still think he's a good player considering he played with Carmine Core during an off-season tournament, and they won that tournament with him against like the best of EU. So I think that's entirely valid. That you're like, oh, you know, why'd we drop him, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, of course, anyone, I'm going to be straight up, if anyone had the option to drop a player for First Killer, most people would take that opportunity. He is the NA MVP after all. Like, GG was good without the average guys. Now it's the most mechanical player between two teams. I mean, yeah, but at the same time, that's not the solution necessarily. They were still dropping games to Luminosity, and they were struggling a bit. Like, G2 Stride is not figuring it out yet. The fact that they won in a 3-0, but they had to take 15 games out of or 14 out of a possible 15 games to actually get to that point. They're definitely in a interesting spot as a team. I feel like they haven't really figured out their playstyle either, which is interesting because they had the preseason / off-season tournament against Oxygen where they got reverse swept in the grand finals. So obviously they're playing well up until that, but then they just lost to an EU team like immediately. So it's a tough thing. Hi, Lunar. Or should I say Elevate Lunar? New Elevate sub. It's gonna be interesting if you get called in. You're gonna have to play on like 200 ping. Unless you're on the Ole Miss Japan campus. Or Ole Miss Singapore / Indonesia campus. Do the H approach, just travel abroad, study abroad. Yeah. Camera settings are like not bad, but it's just still so janky. I'm not a fan of FK. I understand your best, but having 6 new teammates and coaches within 2 seasons is sad. How is it sad? Bro is arguably one of the best players to ever play the game in North America. He wants to have a good team. I think that's pretty standard. I think if you're a really good player, the last thing you want to do is just have a middling team and be like, yeah, let's kind of do well. No, you want to win. All players want to win. That's why I always find it so weird when these people are acting like, I can't believe these NBA players keep switching teams. I can't believe that, I can't believe these people like Kevin Durant are switching teams, and I can't believe they're, you know, trying to blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, brother, like, come on. Like, you're really thinking these guys who are getting paid millions of dollars and are constantly told, hey, you guys are great, but you don't have titles. Like, ultimately, that's how people are going to remember a lot of these players. FK does not want to be the best player ever to have never won a title. So if he's going to team hop, then yeah. I definitely think he also got a bad rap because I think that FaZe team could have been, like, the team, but as we saw at the end of the last season, that team fell apart due to stuff you can't really control too much. Was working on that? Yeah, no problem. I saw it. I just, it's not a big deal to handle those. Ooh, I can't get that. I don't know. I think FK people just don't like FK because it feels like he's very egotistical. But ultimately, I think I don't know. As someone who's very competitive, I really feel like I understand the mentality of someone team hopping. Also, I mean, as Roll Diz is explained, I have a whole YouTube video breaking down that Roll Diz video back in the day, and that's something where it's like, I feel like a lot of that problem was more so his dad. His dad was like very assertive in his son's career, trying to like tell him like, oh, you don't have to put up with that. Oh, you're the best player. You should be making, you know, team decisions. You should be blah, blah, blah. And I know the meme has always been like, oh, you know, someone has a bad regional and cut to first kill making a decision like, who am I going to kick this regional? But like, I think naturally that's just like, I've very rarely ever seen a tournament where I've been like, wow, FK is not pulling his weight. Like, he is always the best player on that team, on whatever team he plays. Genji might be the only exception because Appjack is just so central to how good Genji plays. But yeah, I'm not gonna fault him for hopping teams. I think it's only natural that one of the best players on Earth wants to play on a good team. The same that with Vatira. Vatira is going to make changes until he gets a world championship. I feel like I take you out as soon as possible. I think he might have said that before. Either that or the doctor used it. So I still enjoy that one. Huge fan. I have no idea if pickup lines still work in the same fashion. Oh no. I DPS wish. Did not see that in between kind of gross statements. Post in the chat. I've actually been kind of not dealing with a lot of gross people in the chat lately, but I don't know, randomly we've had like 2 or 3 people just come in just to try to like say slurs. It's very interesting. I prove alone when we can prove together. That sounds like something cheesy that you could say during a cooking class. A cooking class for singles. Can I be Detrox? He's like one of the more immune chatters we have in the community. Craft singles? Yes. Oh, said too. Installing Kara's cam settings. I don't mind them necessarily. I do just hate how close when I'm standing still, this camera feels like I'm inside of my car. Just so weird. That's not a reset. Why does it feel like the new season is flying by? We're 1 regional in. I mean, it's every week. Honestly, I'm just happy that there's no breaks because we're going to be doing regional. I'm going to get paid for a whole split, like a solid paycheck from OG just for, in like the course of like a month, basically. This takes 2 weeks to complete a whole NA cycle. So, you know, I'm psyched. I'm also interested in the OG regain because they definitely did not have the split, the regional one that they wanted, obviously, going out first and Swiss. I will say with one of the worst like lucks in that. They lose to TSM in game 5, then they win lowers, but because TSM beat them in the new seed stealing, we play against, and then also they had to change a different rule, so 2 different rules had to be changed for this. And then Genji played us first round, which is like, in my opinion, the best team in NA, so that's unfortunate. Smash cut to, then right after that we played Dignitas, which is a different top 4 team, and we're just like, brother. And then we played Pirates in a Boat, which is another top 8 team, and you're just like, homie, like, that's 3 straight rounds of playing top 8 teams. Like, I know people are like, that's how Swiss works. I'm like, no, I know, but like the odds of getting all 3 top 8 teams when there's 16 teams in the bracket, where you technically have like a 50-ish, well, not really a natural 50-ish percent, but like you have like a pretty good chance of playing all those teams that, you know, didn't get in. I don't know, man, it was wild. I just feel like OG also has a lot to work on in terms of figuring out how they truly want to play. They feel very confused. At least that's my takeaway. That was not reset. Okay. I thought LAN was coming up and then July the next LAN. I mean, there is a LAN coming up, but I think it's like under 2 months at this point, so we really need to like get that going. Because typically it's all the regionals and then a month wait and then LAN. So many changes. No, OG is OG Esports. It was a huge org coming from Dota. They got like 1 million followers on socials and whatnot. They've never been involved with Rocket League. Optic is no longer in Rocket League. They dropped their team. I think they're just cost cutting. They'd rather focus on other stuff. To be honest, Optic feels like one of those teams, kind of like that kind of just gets in to have a team, but they don't actually want to like be a part of the community. They're kind of just like, I'm here for a decal, and that's it. Like, we want money off of the decals and maybe some merch sales or whatever, but we're not gonna like hold watch parties. We're not gonna hold events. We're not gonna, you know, do a group meeting and film our owners watching the Rocket League team. Like, we're just gonna get in here and do the bare minimum. Low-key, that's kind of what I'm getting from TSM as well, which is a little sad, but yeah. Yeah, like so far, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting from some of these bigger orgs, that they just want to own that, get some decal money, and then get out. Which, I mean, it's not a bad thing necessarily, it's just kind of sad because, you know, I want these big orgs to really be central. That's why I like orgs like Space Station. You can really tell they like adore the Rocket League community and all the fans they've gathered. Their office was sick. I mean, yeah, Optic office is sick, but that's also because they're like one of the historically largest esport orgs in the world. Like, of course they're gonna have a lot of money. Same with Liquid. Liquid is like a 5-story building just in the Brazil offices. A lot of money running through that operation. OG on Rocket League is like players, they didn't have any team, but they did that on another game and it worked. But on Rocket League, it's not the same thing. I mean, yeah, that's kind of funny is like when you look at the OG history on other esports, yeah, that is kind of like how they manage stuff. But I think OG basically had, among the free agents, 3 players that individually are very good. And I think the biggest thing that I'm kind of waiting on is how they combine. Because I still feel like they're trying to figure out how to make it work. Because all 3 of them, I've talked about this ad nauseum, if you guys have watched the OG broadcast, which I'm caster for. I think OG's biggest topic that they're trying to overcome right now is that all 3 of them are support players. They don't have like a first killer. They don't have like a Nas. They don't have an AJ. They have 3 players who are always like supporting those types of player, because Nolly was playing off of Chronic and Appjack. Tom was playing off Beast Mode and Daniel, and before that, Tom's kind of the second man, with Torment holding down the backfield. And then JNAPS had Atomic and Chicago, who are very aggressive players, and JNAPS is kind of like more of a subtle player. And so you have 3 players who all aren't really used to playing a frontman role, and now it's like, how do you play an offense where you don't have that? Because that's kind of the archetype, or even a prototype even, of like what a Rocket League team is. You have like at least one very mechanical, very aggressive player, and then either 2 players or 1 player supporting them as like kind of more a recessed player. And a lot of people might be like, that's not a real thing. That's not how it works. Everyone just has to play their position. But I'm like, well, it's about tendency. It's about styles. If the team's not used to playing in a certain way, then it's going to be a little tough. And at least for me, as someone who's watched this game a lot, who gets paid to be an analyst, that's the biggest, most glaring thing I see is the team just seems way too passive at times, or they're too on the same wavelength on some plays, and they're kind of like doing the same rotations, they're doing the same movements, they're all too far back, they're all too far up. It's just like, it doesn't feel like they have a cohesive plan yet. The passing and like all like the strategical aspects look really good at times, but they just don't have enough firepower without like knowing like how they want to approach some of these games yet. Them taking a game off OG, Gen G, and keeping it pretty close for most of those games, I was pretty proud of. I just didn't expect what, you know, came after it. Swiss. I'm with an org right now. I love my org. I don't know if you could pay me money for me to leave. Well, it's not just money. Again, it's like, even if, imagine you're with your best friends on an org, but you guys come in 14th or 16th, and in your mind, you're like, I think I'm one of the best players in NA or something. Like, I think at the end of the day, players, yeah, money's great, but I know a lot of players who have taken paid decreases just to have a better roster around them. Like that's I think the kind of a symbol. Like, yeah, chase money, do whatever you want, but like at the end of the day, a lot of these players, they want like a legacy. They want to be known as like the best to ever do it. And ultimately, even though when we look back at Turbo Pulsa, I think we can all acknowledge that he was not really like, I don't think we're gonna think back about like who are the most dangerous players of all time. I don't think you're gonna think of Turbo. You're gonna be like, he was a great player who won a lot, but like, he isn't a Vatira, he isn't Zen, he isn't First Killer. And so I feel like they understand that in order to go down in the history books, you don't want to be known as like the Barry Sanders, who's like, yeah, incredibly good player who never won a ring. You want to be known as the player who really was like cleaning up tournaments and whatnot. So, I don't know, when people talk about loyalty, I think it's kind of a weird thing, because you're not in their position. I think it's so easy to be like, well, if you started with a team, you should stick with them. I'm like, bro, like, these guys are trying to win. And they're trying to win now. Like, they're not trying to just, like, stick around and, like, see, let's see what the future holds. Like, no, they want to win. When is the Taco Terror team coming alive for decal and merch? Taco Terror. I don't remember signing that contract. Genji roster's so aggressive, but that's weird to see Appjack doing support. I mean, he's just a jack of all trades type player. He can do whatever you need, which is what makes Appjack so good. Like, watching Appjack play today, it was really interesting, because I really feel like First Kill is going to be like a very oppressive offensive force, but it's really just a striking partner of them. It's very Dan and Beast Mode-esque type dynamic, where you just have like two really good players just kind of feeding off each other. And just the fear of like having to defend both of them is like cultivating half their offense. No! I just missed the flick on. Oh, I was playing 50. I thought he had the extension. I mean, I still think First Killer is, or Genji is like the best chance NA has at title. I think they look incredible. Honestly, I just want the EU regionals to start so I can see Carmine Core. They're my Vitality killers if there ever was one. Also really fascinated to see how Vitality's going to look without Pharah at the helm. See how much Pharah was able to help like balance out that team. G2 just likes to introduce stress. For some reason, they can just never figure out their stable playstyle. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh. Or is it, I think, G2 or FK with FaZe? I mean, FK is not really known as a FaZe player. I feel like he wasn't with them enough for me to be like, that was his team. But at the end of the day, I think his story's still being written because he's got plenty more years to play. But I definitely think that this Genji team is probably his best chance if he's looking for a championship. Because Chronic and Appjack are like hyper-motivated players in their primes as well. Whereas Sipical and Mist, I feel like, were fading out because of just, like, motivational issues. Like, Sipical was obviously, like, on the tail end of his career, considering he retired with literally no announcement or anything. He's just, like, gone. if it was bad. I don't think he was bad. He was just at the end of his career. He was just not motivated. I mean, Roldiz kind of described that as like he just needed to be. He needed a financial incentive to play. At that point, he was not focused on like, oh, I need game out. I love this game. He's like, I'm playing this because it's my job, which is a thing that happens to a lot of pros. Burnout is very real. It's just a shame because it also affected like all his teammates' abilities to actually like play at a high level because you're playing with a player who just doesn't want to go there. You have it 2 seasons and they drop Chronic. I think that's insane the way Chronic is playing. He's definitely not the problem on that roster. I think Gen G makes absolutely no changes considering they're already top 4 and they look like the best team going into day 2 or day 3. Uh-oh, that's not a save. Hi, Ghost. How are you? Sorry, this is a very intense game and I was responding to someone else. People always feel like, I mean, for all this, oh. Okay, he just didn't even take the kickoff. What was that? bro just like shit flipped right in front of it. Oh, it's Wake. Oh, I got rejected by connection. Hi, Ampersheep. If I don't respond to your chats immediately, Ghost, it's mainly just because I didn't see it because I'm in the middle of a game. I will get back to it. I'll never be a good player. I don't know about that. Okay, Ghost, enjoy your lurk. Thanks for popping in. That's on me, Taco. No, you're fine. I'm just like, just as a reminder, like, Rocket League's a very hard game for me to like glance up and look at chat frequently, especially when it's like, there's no goals being scored. There's like a lot of like very fast movement, especially in 1800. Like in 1700, I could take some time because people take forever to clear the ball field or whatever. That's what I'm talking about with this camera. I can't see anyone around me. Oh. Does it matter if he plays good? It actually does. If Gen G wins every regional, they're not like, we can be even better though. Like, they're gonna be like, nah, it's good. The only exception is if they go online abroad and they're still losing to EU. I could then maybe see like a justification for like, ultimately we're not playing this to win NA regionals, we're playing this to like win worlds, so. Oh. I saw him come back in the corner. Did he? And he missed, okay, well. Doesn't matter if he plays good. Yeah, but a team doesn't upgrade just to upgrade. You upgrade because something went wrong. Vitality's not going to drop Zen or drop Alpha or Radisson just because they're like, well, you know, I think one of these players is worse than the other. Like, no, they're gonna keep them because it's not broken. It's literally, if it ain't broke, don't fix it on rosters. Very rarely do you make a change because everything's going well. You make a change because you're hitting a wall. Or because there's a personality thing. Because sometimes the team can be good, but like everyone hates a certain player or something. That's why some players I think are really struggle to get some teams because they're just like not good people to have in the locker room. I mean locker room, esports. What about Gen G? I mean, that's what we're talking about. Gen G is fine. Like, why would they remove Chronic? Just to remove Chronic. Like, oh, but he's not as good as Appjack and First Killer. I mean, maybe, but like, that doesn't mean you would cut him. At the end of the day, you also have to think about salary. Like, yeah, you can remove Chronic, but like what, you gonna sign a third superstar? You can't pay a team $1 million a year in salary and expect to come out like anywhere close to green. I can guarantee First Killer and Appjack are like two of the best paid players in all of RLCS. So there's no shot they're gonna be able to sign a third incredibly good player. Chronic is also like one of the best diamond in a rough picks, considering he was a pure bubble player with like almost no main event experience coming into his Genji career. Ow, try to get the pass. Oh, my teammate is definitely peeking. Teammate didn't even turn around. For shame. Oh. There's a lot going on there, teammate. Energy back in the day did. They signed Squishy. Squishy, in my opinion, was already reaching like kind of a, I don't know, the back half of his career. Hence why this is his last split. I really felt like Squishy was kind of like Dunzo halfway through his tenure with Energy. Oh, well, bad. I forgot at this rank people don't air dribble, so people don't understand that you can follow a ball in the air. Like, Squishy at the end of the day, like, was capitalizing on a lot of, like, charity and legacy. Like, I'm shocked. Like, the fact that Energy finally broke up that team, like, 2 or 3 seasons after when I thought they probably should have anyway is insane to me. Like, they kept being like, we're gonna give it one more ride, we're gonna give it one more ride, we're gonna give it one more ride. I'm like, why? You guys have, like, stopped being a dominant team in NA. Like, it's not like you need to tweak your playstyle. You guys just aren't working well together anymore. Okay. But Justin FK and him was top paid, I believe. I mean, yeah, but Energy is also, like, one of the most popular and profitable orgs. Alright, we're just gonna... Like, Genji has money, but at the end of the day, like, there's no reason to replace Chronic. Especially if Chronic is content with his pay and his role. Like, then he just has to keep getting paid what he's getting paid, and they get a great player without having to pay, you know, 200 plus K a year. Oh, that was not a scoop. AJG from Complexity to replace him with Dorito. To be honest, I almost guarantee they replaced AJG because they were like, hey, he's not working out. And then they started searching, and then they couldn't lure any other SAM player off. I almost guarantee that their plan was to remove AJG and then contact people like Moda or Astromic or like someone like that on the SAM teams and like, hey, let's go. You can be the new Complexity third, like blah, blah, blah. And then all of them were like, no, I like living where I live. I like this org. And then they were like, oh, well, because I don't, Doritos by no means is a bad player, but like, I feel like he's just such a strange decision to make. Actually, no, not Moda, because Complexity is different. They're Spanish speaking. But I almost feel like, oh, no, sorry, I'm mixing things up. So that was something I talked about with Furia, but like, yeah, with Complexity, it's a little different because they're Spanish speaking. So your really only options in South America, considering most of the best pro players are Brazilian, is to go and try to find another, I don't know, Argentinian, Chilean, like Central America type figure, which really not exists, or go to Spain. And so they get CRR and they get Dorito. CR and Dorito, yes, they did play on Guild, which was hilarious. A second place team in Gamers Aid. Such a weird sentence to say. Okay. But yeah, Dorito does have experience, but I still think the main issue is just language barrier. Like, your really only options are to go to Spain, because there's just not a lot of South American players that speak Spanish that are, like, at the top of South America. Dorito has experience as a pro player as well, so it's not like you're picking up, like, a rookie, like an unfounded talent and taking a big risk. Oh, I didn't think you could take that. The fact that these guys are actually reacting to this stuff is crazy to me. Yeah, leave that. I mean, yeah, it's easy to say you should just get that player, but who you're gonna get? You're gonna have to tempt someone away from another team or just get someone available. I don't really think that's an option. On top of the fact that I don't actually know how they're doing roster transfers this year. I don't know if they have to like wait for like between certain regionals or something. Plus, these players are promoted as like on contracts, so not like at will. Like, I don't know. I don't necessarily think OG needs a change as much as they just need to figure out a system that works. And if it doesn't work by next regional, I think they definitely will make a change. Because I don't think OG minds, you know, a bad regional, especially the very first one. But based on how cutthroat the esport is, if you have one bad regional, you're already at a huge problem to get into major. And if you have a bad one, you are done. Like, OG will basically have to get top 4 the next, like, 2 regionals to even have any chance of getting into main event. Wait, he stole my boost on that? My dad, I'm the dad bot, did not realize. Was that starve? What the fudge is this? I absolutely despise that he touched that rip for me. I understand why he did, but the way he touched it was tough. Hi, Boa. I'm all right. Trying to play some 2s for the warm-up, which is always a tough thing, considering this game is, or this game mode is all spazzy. Nice turn, teammate. Close one. No, I thought he was gonna go for a bump, but he did not. Okay. Nope. Nope. That's not a double. I guess that works. Cool, goal. Oh, he didn't believe. Ooh, that could be interesting. Wow. My bad, I didn't realize they were all the way back. I assumed that guy would be like right next to goal, so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to deflect that. He was actually all the way midfield. It just thinks. I good save. You mind if I ask you a question? That's technically already a question. If they perform similarly next to regionals and miss major, do they even have a realistic chance at Worlds? Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't remember. Let's actually look that up. I don't remember what the player transfer looks like. All right. Roster. Team roster. Team rosters may only change during the transfer window as defined by section 3.185. All right, transfer windows, NA, April 1st. Oh yeah, that's fucked. Yeah, it's a 2-week period after the major. That's tough. It's very gamer friendly, but other content is iffy. I want to rebrand to a more diverse content name. I mean, Boa, if you're gonna rebrand anything, you should not go by TTD Boa. Twitch.tv/TTV_Boa. Are you confused? Are viewers confused you're on Twitch? Like, I understand you probably did it because Boa already is taken or something, but like, I also don't understand, is Boa, other content is iffy. I mean, I'm so lost. So are you rebranding from Boa or just rebranding to a variety streamer? I don't think other content is iffy. At the end of the day, you're gonna lose momentum if you're based off one thing. For example, if I just switched over to doing Roblox, people would be like, what the, like, why is this? I didn't sub to you for this, and all that. But like, that's just how it works when it comes to creating content. People usually come to you for specific things, unless your content has been variety from the beginning. And the idea is like, oh no, I want to watch this person play this stuff, like play anything. No one could call you by light. Oh. When Vibes hit that, I was like, I think I can still get that. I did not realize I dished that like crazy. Good goal. Not ideal. Hey, cluck, cluck. You have to think about like why people are watching you. Like, I got viewers because I started off as being a caster and player in a specific league, like a weekly league. A lot of my initial viewers were off that, and then from there, I started kind of expanding, try to be as engaging as possible, read every chat, whatever. But also a lot of Rocket League is just like luck, like I'm playing off of momentum. Rocket League is very hard to make content for. It's why a lot of content creators are not making content anymore. All right, GG's. Hey, Waffle. June, no one can walk by like. I don't care if people say I or not, then why do you care about rebranding if you don't care if people say I or whatever? Like, Twitch is saturated a lot with streaming, and Rocket League is also a very hard game to stand out in. I'm not saying you have to be hyper unique, but it helps to not just stream. The key to doing content the correct way is to post on YouTube, post on like TikTok, and also stream so people can find you on multiple different socials. Ideally, what you want to have is passive content. So like, when you're on Twitch, you are actively able to talk directly to viewers, and there's like a good connection and whatever, and you can grow fans that way. But if you're not live, people have no way to find you. Like, the algorithm on Twitch is not going to recommend your stream if you're not live. So you need to like make stuff like YouTube and like, or Instagram posts or TikTok or whatever, because that allows people like find your stuff and then peripherally, like I've gotten a lot of follows off stream just because I post a lot on YouTube and TikTok. Why are we in a copier lobby right now? Well, my teammates are a copy lobby right now, but nah, just kidding. I'm still warming up. I can already tell the stream is not going to go as well as yesterday. TikTok is AIDS though. I fell off the algorithm again because I didn't post for like 2 weeks. So, I mean, I wasn't even in the algorithm to begin with. I missed the train real hard on that. And now TikTok's like, nah, yeah, you have to post like pretty much over a minute to get your clips to show up anymore. And I'm just like, I don't have content grind for that. TikTok is a cheat code. All the biggest content creators went big on TikTok or anything else, which is kind of sad. Oh, that's fun. Hey mods, if you can click shield mode real quick. That was laggy. I don't like how that's not an own goal. That was just a pinch somehow. Ugh. Thank you, Eric, for doing working the good fight. Fuck, I can leave 100.
Now missing out on my amazing info.
A little bit. I don't know what's going on lately. It's been a lot of weirdness. I guess Twitch just operates in waves like that. This is my current name. I was thinking of using my real name in my new tag to humanize me more as a creator because I like the gaming aspect. I also want to do React stuff and watch parties and I don't want to feel held by my name. How would BOA affect you doing React content? That stuff all works, so I mean, don't worry about it. You're overthinking your branding too much. Your name is simple to remember. I would try to move away from TTV because TTV is just... it's one of my biggest pet peeves for usernames. Like seriously, do people not remember that they're on Twitch when watching you? It just feels like such a weird thing to do. It's like advertising your Twitch in a Twitch username. But other than that, like if you want to move into other content, go for it. But you gotta like full commit to it. Like, I feel like you can't do like peripheral. Like I feel like it's hard to do like light variety and retain viewers the same way unless you're like so high up there in viewership that it doesn't matter. Like for myself, I can average like 40, 50, 60 viewers on Rocket League. But the moment I get into like a territory of streaming other stuff, I'm gonna be dipping to like 30, maybe 20. So like you have to kind of accept the fact that you're into a new category of like content. And unless you're like cheap beef or, you know, Katrina or Widow or whatever, where like you already have like several hundred viewers and if you stream something else, you'll just immediately, you know, go to something else. I think it's kind of hard to focus on like, oh no, I have to play specific things. I have to do whatever content. Cause it's like, yeah, pay your bills or whatever, but like, you know, at a certain point, yeah, you got to do it. It's fun. And honestly, the dream as a content creator is just being able to play whatever you want. A lot of people, I mean, I play Rocket because I genuinely enjoy it, not just because it's what my stream is based off of, but a lot of people play Rocket League just because they're like, well, I don't want to play something else because my content will go down. I'm like, nah, I'm like, if I hated Rocket League, I wouldn't play it anymore. But it's just like a, you know, lucky circumstance that I do happen to like it still. Distracted by my phone? I mean, that's fine. Ow. Viewers hold all the party power. Okay, well in that case, never change anything. Like, yeah, your viewers hold the power, but you have to like make a change eventually. If you genuinely don't like what you're doing and you want to change it up, then go for it. I don't know, acting like your viewers hold all the power, so like, you know, you can't change that much. Yeah, obviously, that's the risk. That's why I laugh whenever people on Twitter are just like, I mean, if you care so much about changing your content, why don't you just do it? Screw the viewers. I'm like, bro, some people actively will get dropped from their orgs and lose a fuck ton of money if they don't keep up their viewer count. Like, they can't just experiment whenever. Especially not long term. Hi, Unsafe Taco. Hello, pleasantly doomed person. Oh. Well, of course the people are here for you, but the thing is, think about it from a building standpoint. When people come to a stream, they're not here because they're like, this person looks entertaining. They come in here because they're like peripheral stuff. Damn it. I don't know what the fuck happened there. I actually was completely confident that I would be able to power that one to the sideline, and then I just slapped it with my purse. Like, when people click on a stream, they're not like, this guy looks like they're funny or whatever. It's like, oh, this guy's a fun name, or oh, the title's interesting. Oh, they're playing a game I like. Like, there's a bunch of basically peripheral things that are not actually important to you as a streamer. Oh my gosh. Emily, thank you for the raid. This is probably Pandy's doing. Grand Finals raid. Oh my goodness. Grand Finals time already? Who won? Hello, everybody. Welcome in. I'm Dana Taco, full-time caster and commentator. Also, the person you might have heard if you watched the OG team stream for RLCS. Or G2 in previous years. Typically, GC3 SSL. Right now, we're trying to get back to SSL, but we keep running into full parties of pros and ex-pros, so interesting. But yeah, we're on our way. Hopefully, Emily Grand Finals was entertaining. Oh, no 50. Mainly myself and Pi. I see. Okay. You witnessed two casters poop themselves. Oh my gosh. That's a little violent. No. Okay. I mean, that's fine. I'm just gonna hope that we have this read. Bang. Aw. Bang number 2. Oh, indeed, a bang number 2. Oh, Memory, you're no fun. I hate you. Also, GG today. Try to get back to Yakoi. Hey guys, it's Yakoi. Emery's the coach of Shopfire Belly, and they won today. So. Queso. Ooh. But he's afraid to change content, but it worked out for him. Luckily, you know. I mean, yeah, I guess. Title and clickability help a lot as well. But that's the thing, though. Like, when people join a stream, they're joined to just see what's up in the stream. And then if you're able to capture them in that moment, and hopefully something good's going on, they'll follow. They'll give you a sub. They'll do whatever. But I think when people focus on streaming and variety, it's about getting people in. And obviously, the more well-known you are for your personality and whatnot, it doesn't really matter what you're playing. I think people would watch Speed do anything, because Speed's just like an outrageous human in general, you know? And that's kind of the goal as a creator, is get people to fall in love with the person, and then eventually it doesn't really matter what you're streaming. But that takes a very long time and very careful, like, brand prep. What? Oh my god, I was about to say, I'm like, if he saves that, I'm gonna cry. He got mad at a couple friends into a 3v. What? Hi, Billy, it's fun. They wanted a rematch, and he kept winning, and they kept saying I'm the worst lobby, and that's what we fought. I was wondering if he one-on-one training. Wait. There's a lot going on there. I mean, I do coaching, 1v1s. Oh, I hate everything about that. I really thought he was gonna do too late flick here, and he just didn't. I really thought he was gonna must do that, but I guess that was maybe the point. I should have channeled that to the corner though. TBH. Oh. Well, content creation, 100% he could. I think Reddles is setting himself up very well for that as well. Especially considering the only content that really does well in Rocket League YouTube is either creative map making or like challenge videos or pro player gameplay. So Arsenal can definitely make a career out of that. In fact, I guarantee that he will after he retires as a player. Kind of take an alpha cap approach. Ow. In fact, that's like the best outcome as a player, because when you retire as a player, you're not going to get a salary anymore. So getting signed as a creator or making money on the side as a creator instead of just, you know, fading out of the scene. Something to always think about. Arsenal's also like way ahead of the game anyway. It's not like he's like starting with like 5 subs. He's already like, I think he's past 100K on YouTube. I'm not 100% on that though. I'm gonna hop in some ranked. All right, peace out, Waff. Nah, that could have been a goal. Ooh, 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 ooh. Why? Oh. I just took a full lap around the field just to grab that same boost. Hello, here's. Okay, we're good. That's what I said. I'm like, did we just own goal that? Oh. Thank God he didn't hit that a little bit more inside. That could have been an own goal. Nice waffle from us. I believed. We're gonna hit that slightly to the left just because it's Sato's slightly out of whack with that read. Wow, really thought I could sneak that around him. Wow, what a pinch. Edge. There's again hella toxic earlier. Yeah, that's what ranked warriors are. Land, land, land. Nice. You guys are specifically taking off to dodge my demos. It's very rude of them. I wish you. Okay, I was about to say, I'm like, I wish you didn't extend that because that's a double commit. Oh. Ugh. That's easy. It's a shot. Bang. Top corner. Oh! Ah! Abort. E-Drew. What? That's Earch's older brother. It's fine. That was slightly off the corner instead of off the sidewall. Okay. Got that? Oh, this one? Ah, that would have been kind of cool if you popped that. Ugh. That was the goal right there. I confused. How many dads in my chat today? Oh, 50. Okay. That's a tough one. It's gonna bounce real beautiful. Oh, never mind. I turned B to beat Jay and Los, and he wasn't there. And we lost off. Oh my fudging god, bro. I rushed that so hard, and of course the one guy remaining gets 50 to dirt. Holy, hi dirty. Ugh, that's so unfortunate. I think I should get better. Ultra, if your rank is gold, you should definitely play more. But if it's beyond that, you could have listened to the things I said yesterday and basically go into free play and custom training, and specifically if you're a plat, very basic irritables like just kind of getting used to doing this and making sure you have mastered your fast arrow. And a lot of people are like, I already have. And I'm like, you know you haven't. And if you're like, oh, I already know how to fast arrow. And also I flip reset pretty consistently. And if you're still a plat, then you probably just fucking suck. I'm straight up. Like, I don't actually physically understand how people can be good at fast arrowing and not be in diamond. Like, legitimately watch my KBM videos and watch how incredibly dog I am at the game, and still I'm able to get to like diamond 2. Like, it's not... people are overthinking it, or you're just not paying attention to your team at all. Like, just game sense carries you a long time. And specifically the things to work on is kind of hard to tell you how to improve your game sense. That just comes from experience and watching high level play and listening to players explain why they're doing what they're doing or whatever. But I don't know, I feel like people say like, oh, play more. But the thing is, the reason why that's such a common thing is because Rocket League is such a ridiculously mechanical game that's so involved that it's kind of like the main way you get consistent. It's just through sheer muscle memory. It's not really like, oh, I gotta master a meta matchup or something, like a fighting game or like a hero-based shooter or something, you know? I just made plat 2, noise. Tried to extend that, didn't quite work out. Nice pass, wow, beautiful. I'm so bad at fast arrows, how do I get better at that? If you go to my YouTube, search up fast arrows on my channel, and there is a whole tutorial on how to fast arrow, and then also a test to show you how to practice your fast arrow specifically. That you can do entirely in free play without any mods or anything. So unlike air dribbling work, because I feel like learning air roll is much easier when you have like access to like custom training maps, but the fast aerial test you can do without any mods or anything. Yeah, that's the #1 skill. I would say if I had to rate all mechanics in the game as you get higher and higher, I would say fast arrowing is the #1 most important one. Because without that, like, no. Oh my god, banger. Oh, I thought his name was Yakoi this whole time. It's Yako. Lol. That reminds me of there's a player that goes to University of Texas at Dallas, UT Dallas, and his name is Dez with an exclamation point. And almost every single cast when they first see him they're like, oh, Desi. Like his name is not. And I was always wondering why they were saying that, and I just realized why, because I was reading his name as Yakoi instead of Yako. Like Yako. Yeah, on YouTube, I'm gonna try and get a bot with all these commands I have on my Twitch, because on my Twitch it's just exclamation point fast arrow, and you get a link to the video. Yep. Oh my double. That's actually insane. What a pass. Look at this. That was a double tap that he deflected. Dez sucks, your mom sucks. Probably could have gotten 2 on that. Oh, wrong flip. Too far? Well, you insulted my boy Dez. Oh my god, bro. Never quite read these weak ass touches. Fixa, what the hell was that? Not real. I did not expect our teammate to come from the sidewall on that. That was a goal, and ran out of boost to get the angle. Sure. Really snuck right in front of MST there. The blind side rotation. that was definitely needed. We were hemorrhaging a lot of MMR there. Yeah, this is the fast arrow is definitely the most useful mechanic. I think once you get pretty good at that, you start to like rocket up ranks. I'd say after that, wall play / air dribbling is probably like the second most important thing. Flip resetting doesn't come into like, I think like until like third or fourth slot, I would say. I would still say being able to dribble well is more important than being able to flip reset. Hi Lance, I'm just starting on keyboard and mouse, so best of luck with that. I do a whole KBM series. I started on controller. So you're like a brand new player, like never touched Rocket League before? I'm just gonna play 50 here because I don't have boost. I'm terrible when I'm champ on control. Ah, well there you go. Oh. God, wait, that was the worst rotation. He rotated right in front of me. I was about to air dribble that, and then he's just like, nope. Brother, you hate me. Again, got another air dribble. It was wide open. Gonna try to play that read or not. Okay, that should be an arrow. Nice, Beast. I believe in you. Mr. Beast, I believe in you. Wintergreen Shoe, I believe in you to pass it instead. Well, this one. I don't fully know what's going on here. Your car is so clean, thank you. I played since 2016. Samesies, I also started in 2016. Pearlescent matte, always such a gorgeous paint. That's why when people are like, what's your favorite decal? I'm like, plain. Because I get to use cool designs like this. Okay. Nah. Not the immediate counterattack. That's hilarious that it just went straight down. Exclamation point faster? Oh Jeep, I'm not sure what you're trying to get at there. Wow, that bounce was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Oh wow, we're losing to a team of champ ones. I started on Switch, and then in 2022 I switched to PC. So that's 4 years of Switch. Wow. You're like life. Super high SSL that started on Switch. I'm blown away people can play on the Switch. Tried once and I couldn't get past the input lag. It was way too much. I'm sorry, B, it's a little too far for you. The absolute lack of hundreds is astounding. Oh, I saw you up for that, and I assumed that was going to be a read. I don't know what rank this lobby is, to be perfectly honest. Really expected that one to be a contact. Unfort. Well, that's what happens when you assume. Shouldn't have taken off wall cam. Should have probably rotated back first. Here. Oh my gosh, what a save. Ball chase sometimes, but not a lot. I mean, I have one ball chase from time to time. I want to shoot that, and that almost worked out. Yeah, good read. Hi, local sweet. Sweat. That is sweet for a second. Oh my god, I should have double off the ceiling. Got too far to the side of it though. What the heck was that flip preset, bro? Bro, I set that up so clean, and then it just goes... Yeah, I'm fascinated with the MMR in this lobby, because this felt like a 1600 game. Nope, that's all 17s. That's actually insane. I can't believe that. I guess it's a nighttime 1700. We're not truly in the degen hours. There's Macho. Oh, it's a lot of full parties in the beginning of the night, which is fine. We're also still trying out the camera settings suggested to us by chat last night. Feels very close. The stiffness is low, but like, my God, when it's like, this thing's so close. Yeah, for reference, my normal distance is 270, so I'm like out here. I also have my height at 110. So this is my normal settings. But my chat was passionate about me trying out these. Have a good day, man. Keep it up. When I come back, I want to see 100,000 subs. Honestly, that'd be pretty cool. That's a big fish, I want to add. Yeah, unfortunately, we don't fish on this stream. Not yet. Not until we turn to a big bass hunter simulator stream. How hard is it to aim and hit the ball? I mean, asking most people, it's pretty hard. Bass hunter? Yes, I'm hunting bass from the past. You could do it. I mean, maybe one day, but I'd have to really reinvent a lot of my content. Or Rocket League would need like a renaissance of Rocket League content. A lot of my content I want to gear towards the esport. I feel like it's better to gear towards the casual base. Hence why the Rocket League subreddit has like 1 million members versus the Rocket League subreddit, it's esports subreddit is like 100,000. Literally like 1/10 of the entire player base. I don't know. Let's see. And catching backs from the past, that's the plan. It's the goal even. Oh, that was bad. I don't mind if... What? Become second nature after 5,000 hours? I mean, that's why it's like... That's why when I say play the game more, like... What the? Crow and Fisher. Specifically hit it below him. Not if you play the game religiously. Just hit 5K, so you're wrong. I started in 2016 and I just hit 11,000 on Steam. But it's also a little this is also like my job. On top of the fact that like I also cast a lot, so I'm in the game not just for playing it. I'd say realistically for playing, I probably like 8,000 hours. Three cats? I have 2 cats. 0.5 of a job. And, a wife. Video editing is a real job. I mean, that's not my full-time job though, so. I don't get paid for my editing. I would love boost. Why are all even the pads gone? Jesus. Fucking God. I'm gonna say my bad, but I just don't trust you guys considering how the game's tonight. It's fine. Yeah, right now it's just kind of weird. Trying to get into the flow here. Be a little tough. See how early my backboard guy went? Yep. Not really sure why we're jumping before the flipper set's even in, but yeah, no, that's just me. You have 2 Savannah cats? Those are huge. Oh, Crow. I specifically dodged you to then flick. It's almost like you knew that. The cats are pretty time consuming. Yeah, I mean, my 2 cats are, I don't want to say time consuming, but they're definitely very needy when it comes to, because they're still pretty young. They're like not even 2 years old, so I have to make sure I'm keeping them entertained and energetic, which which is a tough thing to do in a small apartment when they're not familiar with being outside, and I'm not intent on allowing them outside. Yeah, a little risky, but I knew they were going to be playing off my touch, so. Should be a game winner. Oh, he missed. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, yeah, I played that last second touch. I'm like, Crow's definitely getting stunned that. I'll leave that for street teammate. Not the worst possible clear ever. Unfort. What do you play on? PC. Unfortunad. Spent an hour this morning, pushed all the way to #1. I'm learning Spanish like crazy. It's a fun language. Damn. Competitive language learning. Vanquishing all others trying to improve their language ability. Yeah, just a rough one. But, you know, that's what these games are. Pretty much any time before, like, midnight when true OG gamers come out. A lot of sloppy games. All right, well, we have Chrome Fisher this time. That's just wide. Gotta have fun, win or lose. I mean, I'm fine with winning. I'm fine with winning or losing. Ultimately, we're just trying to improve, but it's only frustrating when you lose because people are just like whiffing stuff. Oh, that's support. Rough angle for 50. Ooh, I believed. Interesting. Somebody just didn't touch and let it roll. Either that was on purpose or he's just the goat. That's actually unreal. All right, well, this is gonna be a weird one. Crow's probably surprised that guy just threw it away immediately. Like no dribble or anything. At least that seems like something I would be surprised by. Okay, let me get some boosties. Maybe that side boost. That's not gonna be ideal. Fisher? Oh, that's also not ideal. Yeah, I'm dead. Ooh, close one. Nice speed, Crow. Vibes does not have that. Bang. Oh, never mind, save. Oh my god, I couldn't get up to it in time. I was like slightly more backwards. Oh, just like that. What? Bro just actually almost on gold the crap out of that. Oh my god, what is happening? Getting countered like a motherfucker right now. The timing on that spawn could have been a little bit. Nah. Fifty means 50-50, as in like a ball that either person could win. It's like when both players hit the ball basically at the exact same time. It's like an important part of gameplay because ideally, if you lose the 50, as in the ball goes like backwards or into an awkward position, the defense can't like react to it in time. Yeah, I was waiting for that guy. Oh, John, you have no friends. No one loves you. Oof. Not gonna lie, these randoms are fucking out of their mind right now. Also, the self backboard clear is actually kind of wild. What is this paint on? What's the sends looking like? I think I just have it on 2 and 2 again because I don't remember what you guys had it on. I'm just trying to warm up more before I go back to doing something insane. Because today is not going nearly as well. much more closer to 50% winning percentage. Well, actually lower than that because we're negative today. We're still on Kara's camera settings though. Yeah, if I dip to like 1760, I'm probably gonna get off the game. Just because I'm not in the mood to drop all the way down again and have to regain. Go stream something else. Closer to OG? What? Also after this, I turn on my heater, or I turn on my AC. I think it's really warm outside. Something inside my apartment feels very warm right now. Oh my god! Kind of sick. Have a great night. Oh, I hope you feel better than us. Catch you later. Hey, Nishan. GLA. And then we... Just kidding, we don't do that. I disagree that I don't get any touch on that. It's kind of crazy. Oh, I was gonna pass nudging and then you went in front of me. I was like, oh, I don't really know how to get this to you now. That hit the different part of the corner. I didn't realize it rolled like that. Cringe, cringe, cringe. What are you up to? Playing the video game. And using a fair amount while doing so. Oh. I'm a fan, just disappointing. I mean, yeah, it was not a fun time to stream that, but every good team has dark spots. I think that was just them coming in and getting a little surprised. Of course, people making fun of them forget that all three players, or teams they played, were top 8 teams, so. Actually, no, well, it's Hoab was a top 8, and then Genji and Dig are both top 4 teams, so it's like 2/3 of our games were against like some of the best teams in the entire regional. Just unfortunate how that's how it works out. And that's really only possible because Dig lost in a 0-3 in round 1, so they got matched up against us. Yeah, so I think that's something people forget about OG. Like, they're like, wow, what a terrible showing. I'm like, wow, they kind of lost to like all teams that they should have. late on these freaking rotations. Ball was already up for that, even though I just saw him land. I don't know how he was able to get it back up there. Any boost. Okay. Okay, you tap. Okay. Yours? That's not ideal. Back? More? Got a boost. I don't know how to capitalize the words on a computer. Do you own a keyboard? Are you typing just from sheer force of will through voice command? Shift key is what capitalizes letters. No ceiling on that, bro. Come on. Ugh. Terrible beat. Jump on that, nice. All right, we're on last game before we get off for the night. This is actually insane how frequently we're losing. It's 2 straight nights of like not sleeping so well, so it's on me, but like, holy shit, bro, today's terrible. Just need to get off. Maybe we'll play some Elden Ring or something, just to have something to stream. Just kind of unwind, you know, hemorrhage our average viewers, and can move on the rest of our lives. Their heads held high. Oh. Since Elden Ring DLC is coming out soon, Copium. It worked? Yep, the shift key is was crazy, bro. Doesn't even have the release trailer yet. The only thing we've gotten is literally just an image, like a desktop background. Oh, so personally, period, I would have chowed the ball. I don't know about you, though. I think he just ran out of boost and he didn't communicate it. That's why I feel like the need boost thing is nice, because it's like, as a third, I'm looking at that guy. I'm like, all you have to do is move like 1 inch to the side. And then he like moves away, and you're like, so... Did you not have that, or? Yeah, I do want to actually create a brand new... The moment I know the release date, like 2 days beforehand, I want to create a brand new character, beat the game with it, and then we'll go into DLC with that character. Of course, the only downside potentially being that if the DLC is only unlockable at a certain point in the game, then that might be a little awkward, but... Like, you have to unlock it at a certain point. Like, oh, if you burn down the Erd tree, you can't access it. I'm gonna be pretty ticked. I'm gonna be a gambling man and say that the DLC will be accessible through Og's Arena. I mean, FromSoft also said like the release date, I believe, or it was gonna come out early 2024. And to be honest, if it's not in March, it's not early 2024 anymore. If it's not in Q1, it's not early 2024. Oh, his fault. I don't agree that he got that. He jumped pretty high to about as that demo. Oh, fucking ulti. Well, FromSoft has never released a DLC that was disappointing, so I'm just looking forward to that. DLC is like arguably the best part of the game every single time without fail. Ever played a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon? No, because they looked kind of boring in like mini games instead of an actual game, so I never played those. Apparently, some people really do like those, but they were never really appealing to me whenever I saw gameplay footage of them. Jump, 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 jump. God spin quad. Yeah, if they do that, I'm gonna cry. I want to find a way to play against like the Glomide Queen or something. I want to. We hear so much about this stuff. I hope they keep including Outer Gods and maybe some, like, fight some version of them. Because we fight Elden Beast, which is basically like the Greater Will's, like an embodiment of the Greater Will in like a physical form. But like we hear about like the Formless Mother and like the Outer God for like the Fire God, like God that the Fire Giants worship. But like we don't get to fight them. We fight like it taking over people and kind of, and like the vague idea of a god. But like I would love like more stuff like the Elden Beast, but for other outer gods, because we hear so much about those other religions. Okay. But it's too hard. It probably would be easier if you didn't capitalize every word that you typed. I don't know why people do this. Oh my pinch. I'm sorry, Bolt. I wanted to try to pass to you, but I panicked on the angle. Oh my god, I didn't think he beat me that cleanly. Oh, we lost. Okay, that's very cool. I did not realize he was that speedy to that, considering he had no more boost. Big sad. Well, guess it's just me, Chad. Good night.